Welcome to Steam and Soul, the podcast where heat meets heart. Stories from saunas around the world, from silent sweat to loud laughers. This is where people connect, relax, and open up. Take a breath and let's dive in. Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Steam and Soul. So after the show of course VM is before the Herbal Cup season. So this is why I'm so happy to have today the guest from Belgium, Ivan Fermyn, in my podcast, and we had the chance to talk about his role in the jury and show, of course, as well in Herbal Cup, his journey, how he did start sauna and competing 2012-2013. And he is sharing a lot of information about the Herbal Cup and the jury catalog. We were talking about the procedure of the peeling presentation, the peeling itself, and also the herbal, of course, and about some changes about the catalog this year. And at the end, Ivan is sharing his story behind Sauna Wizard and why he starts with the push-ups and the challenge behind. So be excited about this episode. We were talking closely 2 hours and there's packed with a lot of informations and a lot of insights from his journey. And I hope you will like it. And don't forget to give us a good rating of your lovely sauna podcast in English. And don't forget to follow Steam and Soul on your platforms and Insta and Facebook don't miss any episode. And now let's dive into the new episode of Steam and Soul. So sweat, talk, connect, enjoy. So then welcome back to another episode of Steam and Soul. And today I have a wonderful guest from Belgium, Ivan Fermyn. Welcome, Ivan. Happy to have you here.
Hello, Matthias. Thank you.
How are you doing, Ivan? Are you in Belgium or where did I find you right now?
Yes, for once I'm in Belgium because it was quite, let's say, heavy weeks. We just had the VM behind us in Italy. So this was a very nice event. And traditional every year when that is finished, then we start to get more in the Herbal Cup. And this is the next part now. So, but also that I'm just home for 1 week because I think the whole month October I'm away because it starts next Sunday. I fly to Romania and then we have the Sauna Fest in Terme Bucharesti. After that, I can only stay 2 days because I need to return because next Thursday then is the Herbal Cup in the Netherlands. After the Herbal Cup, I have the Modern Classic in Germany. I have 1 day to get to Gdansk in Poland because there is the Herbal Cup. And then I fly back to Belgium and then I have the Herbal Cup in Belgium. So, and then it's already the end of October.
That's amazing. A lot of topics. And maybe let's start a bit back with you, with your person. But I think we can touch all of these nice things that we will do. It's exciting to have you. So, Ivan, maybe first of all, how did you start with sauna? Or how did you come in this scene? So how did everything begin with you and sauna and
yeah, just by accident. I was a regular, let's say, sauna guest. I do sauna, I think, from when I was 17 or 18 years old. And at the moment, I think it was 2010 or 2011, that somebody in the sauna said, I see you every week in the sauna. And I say, yes, I like it. I like this rituals, it's healthy. So it's for me a moment of relaxation. And then they proposed me, why do you not become a sauna master? And I said, oh, that is a strange question. I never expected that kind of question because I have my work, I have my professionality. I was in the army at that time. So, and I say, yeah, but why not? So I said, okay, let's give it a try. And I followed some courses. And from one thing came the other thing. I started to do championships. I started first in Netherlands because at that time there was no championship in Belgium. And then from that I did go to VM and to other competitions. And I did, let's say, competitions for 9 years. In total I did 27 competitions. And then I said, okay, now it has been enough. At that moment, I became also a part of the world champion in the Herbal Cup. And then I said, okay, this is nice to end. And then I proposed to become a jury. I followed the courses to become a jury. And that's where we are now. So it's a whole story I have already behind me.
It sounds like that. So, which competition did you start? So, you did some courses, and which was the first competition you were competing? No worries, no worries.
I think it was 2012 or 2013, so the change between the 2 years. And it was in the Netherlands, so Netherlands Open Championship for, let's say, for the Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. But at that moment, it was only Dutch people who participated. But I said, okay, let's try it. I will see where it ends, and I always will learn something. And I did it in team, immediately together with another sauna master of Belgium. And that's how it all did start. And it did go really fast because it was like a pre-round, a quarterfinal, semi-final, a final, and you need to do all the steps one by one. And to explain it shortly, we did win everything. So this was quite fascinating because we never did any competition. And the organization did say, okay, Netherlands, if you come from Belgium and you need to drive to the north, it's like 500 kilometers. So they proposed us, you can start in a complex that you want, maybe not that far. And this was okay, but from the second round, it was a lottery. So at the moment, we had to drive 500 kilometers for just one Aufguss of 15 minutes and return. But we were always happy because we did win these competitions. And when the final was finished, at that moment, there were people from Aufguss WM just there to have a look. And then they proposed, okay, Belgium never participated Aufguss WM, but as you are Benelux champion, so it's like a step higher than only Belgium, they proposed to join the Aufguss WM. And I said, yeah, okay, I want to join it. But my team partner then say at that moment, for me, it was enough. So he said, I will not join anymore. So I had a problem. At that time, I said, okay, I want to do it. So how to solve this problem? So I asked at that time to the organization, can I take another team partner? And they say, yes, you can do this. And at this moment, it will be a name that you know. So I had a student at that moment that I did teach to become a sauna master. And I think he was in his 4th month that he did everything with me. And who was it? His name is Benoit de Bock, who's doing now Per Spirit. So
Nice.
at that time, he was my student. And I took him with me to Aufguss WM. The first time in 2013 was in Satama. And we immediately, for the first time, we did end in the big final. And we ended at the end on the 5th place. So this was my intro in, let's say, the competitions.
But a fast one, huh? So maybe
Yes.
one question about the competition Netherlands. Was it also like a show, or was it more like modern classic, or what was the...
No, it was show. It was the first time, like the Aufguss WM, it exists now. So this was the first time they did it. It was 2013 in Satama. And it was also show, of course. Of course, during the years, a lot has changed. It's improved in every way, especially in the waving. If I see now how we did wave in 2013 and how the people are waving now, you could say at that time it was 80% classic and a little bit show waving. But now the show waving, yeah, it's completely different. But with what we did see in 2013,
What was the theme of your Aufguss 2013 with Benoit? What was the topic, what you was telling in the show?
the name was Obokura, So it's a name that not exists. We invented that. And to say in a few words, the topic, it was about opposites. So I'm older, he was younger. Like you could say yin and yang. You have more relaxed, you have more aggressive. So it was like a combination. And at the end, we had to come together. And it worked, yeah, quite good. For me, it was a stress moment because at that moment we had show elements also. And I did a professional magician trick, and that was a ball that was flying in the sauna. So, but I did not touch the ball. So, how to do it? Yeah, of course, this is, let's say, the magic. But
Nice.
it was quite, for me, a stress moment because if the ball would fall down, then the act would be completely, let's say, not working. But we did it quite good. So, I'm satisfied with what we did.
Nice. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. And then after this first competition, then you continued also herbal, also oder which competition then
Now, at that
you joined?
moment, I did only, let's say, show off course.
Okay.
So in 2014, then it was in Termenbuslo. So again, I did team with Benoit because we did it the second time. And then after that, he did go team with other people. I did go one solo. So, and I did one team with another colleague. So at the end, I think I did 4 times Aufguss WM, 4 or 5 times. I did only once. In the past, there was also another world championship. So there were two in the beginning. So I did once the other one also. I think the name from that one was Aufguss World Cup. So it was something different. But that stopped in 14 or 15. So now it's only Aufguss WM. And then in 15 or 16, I started to do the Herbal Cups also.
Just maybe one question to the other VM. I never heard before. Was it the same? So show. So you had two competitions that were similar, or was it a difference between both of them?
Let's say in general, it was similar, but the organization was different. And of course, it was another group who organized that. And then at the end, more sauna masters did go to Aufguss WM. And the other one that say did slowly stop.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that. So, and then what did happen that you came to the Herbal Cup? Because for me, it's something completely different. So for me as a beginner, I'm not really into herbal right now because I think you need a lot of knowledge, a lot of information about oils, about the natural products, how you can use it. It could be also getting dangerous if you use them wrong. But correct me if I'm wrong. But how did you start this topic? Because for me, it's like it looks like a high burden to get into it from outside.
It is not easy, but let's say for me as not in the sauna, I like to work with herbs. So I have a big garden, I have a lot of herbs, so it's about studying for yourself, but I did not really start for doing this in the sauna. It's in general, I like to work with herbs and learn more about it. So this is like a process I'm doing for 20 years. What kind of mints you have, what is the effect of herbs on the body. So this is more, let's say, my private knowledge. And then slowly I start to combine it to use in the sauna. And for me, this was a nice combination. At that time, I did also with Martijn from Aromen. He did some workshops, and I said, okay, I want to join these workshops. So we shared knowledge together. And the more you learn from it, the more knowledge you have. And then you see, oh, I can do this in the sauna. And then you make ones with some herbs, a first infusion. And then you discover, oh, this diffusion, if you make this, it smells very good in some herbs you need to, let's say, prepare 2-3 days in advance. Other herbs, if you make them the day before, and the longer they stay, even without the herbs, the infusion gets more bitter, gets more stronger. So it depends on the herbs you are using. It's another process you need to do to make it. So it's a lot of training, practicing. How much do you need? How long does it stay in the sauna? Because you can use some infusions. That can stay for 2-3 hours in the sauna if you do wrong use of it. So it's a lot of knowledge you need to have.
How did you practice that? Did you were working in a sauna during this time, or did it at home in a sauna, or how did you try this? Because
Let's say this is a never-ending process. When I do my, let's say, normal weekly aufguss in a wellness, sometimes I try a little bit. So I make a new infuse, I take some with me, and then it depends how much you use, and you start with using just a little bit, and then you can ask the guests, how does it smell? Do you smell it? Is it too strong? It's like the perception of an essential oil. And this is how you learn it. How big is the sauna? Do you need a half liter of it, or do you need 2 liters? So it's training. And it's quite difficult to find the perfect, let's say, perception that something smells, not too strong, but also not too weak. So it's training.
absolutely. So you're working in Eliza, right?
Yes. So I'm in Belgium. I'm with an organization. The name is OVB. It's a non-profit organization. We have like 200 members, sauna masters, I would say, and we have 22 wellness in Belgium that we do some cooperation with. So we can move from one to another wellness. If they ask, we would like to have a sauna master. So it's like a kind of volunteer work we do. And
Nice.
for 4 years now, I'm doing this in Eliza, yes. And also some other wellness. But Eliza is my, let's say, one of my fixed wellnesses.
Cool. I think you're fitting perfectly because they're doing a lot of rituals there. I didn't have the chance to be there yet, but I have to go someday, and I would love to see also some of your rituals. I didn't have the chance yet. What rituals are you doing in Eliza, or what's your rituals that you prefer to give to customer? What's your favorite? Is there maybe anything you have?
I would never say this is my favorite one, because it's the same like you would ask, what is your favorite essential oil? I would always answer, I know some oils that I don't like in general, but everything depends on the moment. So it can be winter, it can be summer, it can be spring, it can be a hot day, it can be a cold day. And for rituals, it is the same. I like very much, let's say, the show of goose, but also the show of goose you do not want to see every day. So from nature, I like the herbal things, because this is more why we go to the sauna. It's for being healthy, to stay healthy. And let's say the basic aufguss, the classic, or you can say the modern classic, this is the basic thing. But then the show of goose, it's good to see, but you don't want to see show of goose every day. So in general, I would say I can enjoy everyday herbal aufguss, because this is more to the basics. But the others are, let's say, also very good, but it's different. So it's but for Eliza, yes, Eliza is energetic. You will not find the typical show of goose in Eliza. Then it's more, let's say, the herbal approach of wellness.
How did you build up such a ritual? Maybe it's like a herb ritual. Maybe you can explain it to me, because I never did it so far. I tried to make some infusions now. That's the start for me, but I never smoke in a sauna or a smoke ritual or something. How would you build up some ritual? Maybe you have an example to share also to the audience?
It's what you feel good with, and there is no black and white story, because if it would be that easy, it would be, then it would be easy, but it's not that easy. For example, when I did my last herbal peeling, when I became the world champion, it took me 6 months intensive work to really bring every ingredient like I did want to bring it. And in the beginning, it was completely different. But then you add something, you remove something, and at the end, then you need to make a decision that you say, okay, this is what I want, and this is what I will bring. And then it's up to you as a sauna master to believe what you did make and stand behind it. And this is also what you need to do, for example, to the jury. If you do the presentation, you need to know what you bring and how to explain it. Why is your peeling, let's say, good? Why is it good for the skin? Why is it good for the people? And you need to stand behind it and believe in it, because I think this makes also the difference. You need to believe in what you do, because if you don't believe it, then the people also feel like something is missing, or you just say something, I'm doing this for that reason because it's good for the skin, but you need to go more into the detail. Why is it good for the skin? Why do you make that? So, but the answer also here is not black and white, because it's such a range of products and knowledge. So this is also sometimes what people, I think, personal, that they do wrong, is a bit overkill, too much. Sometimes less is more.
Yeah. It's so interesting to hear. Maybe we can dive deep bit in your World Championship rituals, what you did. Maybe can you explain how a Herbal Cup is set up? So what parts of competition do you have in the Herbal Cup? Maybe you can explain this to our audience. That would be nice.
Yeah. In the Herbal Cup, let's say for show of goose, you have to make a show of goose, 15 minutes, and that's it. There you have the most, let's say, problems with your show and your storyline and your equipment, your music, your light plan. But this is show. In the Herbal Cup, it's completely different. And I would not say it's more easy. I think it's also difficult, but in another way. Because in the Herbal Cup, let's say you have three main categories. You have the herbal aufguss, you have a herbal peeling that you need to bring to the guest, and you have a peeling presentation that you need to put on a table and then explain your peeling to a jury. So this is like the peeling presentation. So you have three main categories in the Herbal Cup.
Yeah, und die Aufguss, maybe start with the Aufguss. What is the main idea of the Aufguss? It's not that you have a story, as you said, right? So it's
No.
did you put the herbs in focus, or how you build up such an Aufguss?
So a herbal aufguss is an aufguss, let's say, with no show. So you could say it's a basic aufguss, but the most important things then is let's say the herbal inbring you do. It can be herbs, it can be whisks, it can be smoke, it can be only essential oils also. But if you can bring it, let's say, in a herbal way, this is the most important thing. And also is you can have a background of your ritual. For example, it can be inspired by a country or inspired by any herbal topic. But here is the danger: you cannot make a show of it. This is also with your clothes. It's not that you need to change 3 times clothes like you do, for example, sometimes in a show of goose. So it's all more basic, and the main topic is herbal. So this is, you can use music, you can use some light, but it's not that you need to make, for example, a light plan like you see in show of goose. It's completely, let's say, more basic. And what do you bring is up to you. So, for example, waving with a towel, it's not about show waving. It's more like the classic waving and good distribution. But you don't need to wave with a towel. If you say, I will do a herbal ritual and I only use whisks, for example, that is possible also. So
Okay.
everything needs to fit in your story or in your herbal ritual. Also, if you say, I will give an example, you bring a relaxation session, fully that people are relaxed when they go out. Then, for example, at the end, like we have in Show of Goose, that people need to bring at the end like this little heat shower. That the heat increase needs to be to the point at the end. In herbal, it's not like this. If you say, I bring a fully relaxation session, then it's not necessary. At the end, you bring this hot heat wave because it would not fit in the topic. So also there you have variations what you want to do or not.
Interesting. What was your topic when you get the World Championship in your Herbal Aufguss? What did you do?
My topic was, I had no topic, so this was the topic. and it was just, let's say, back and respect for nature. So this was my thing, that you need to respect nature. And I just, I think I used only maybe one essential oil, and the rest were infusion and fresh herbs. For example, I had fresh mint, and I did a distillation of the mint on the oven, and that's very nice because you have really this beautiful smell of fresh mint. So,
how did you do that?
And a combination with some smoke also.
How did you do that with the fresh mint on the oven? So maybe you have some tips or some, you can share your experience that it's not getting burned because the mint is a sensitive herb, I would say.
First, it does not work with all kind of mints, so you need to find the right mint, because if you not have the good one, the let's say the smell will not be so good. And it's also testing, because it depends on the heat of the oven. It depends on the heat the heat of the stones. Maybe you need to cool down first the stones, or maybe you need to put some ice under the mint. So you can test it in your wellness, and you go to another wellness, and it's completely going wrong because the stones are much more warm. So herbal is testing, a lot of testing. In my case, it was just enough to cool down the stones, then put the mint on the stone, and then push again water over the mint. So the steam did go through the herbs, and then the smell did come into the sauna.
So you put the mint on these stones, as not covered with anything or something?
No,
okay.
No.
Okay.
But here it depends also what kind of mint, because mint can be very thin. If it falls between the stones, it can burn. So you can have a metal plate with some holes in that you put first on the stones, and then you put the mint on. So it cannot fall down between the stones. It also depends on your mint. How big is your mint? Are these all little pieces? Or do you have really long mint that you can hold like a whisk and put it like this on the oven? So it all depends. But in general, I would advise to people always put a frame under the herbs, because if something falls down between the stones and you have an electric oven, for example, it can smell burnt, and then you have a problem, of course.
Absolutely.
It's the same with the whisk. Sometimes you see many people taking whisk out of the water, and then they smash it, or let's say shake it out above the oven. It can be a problem, because if one of these leaves of the whisks fall between the stones and you have an electric oven, or even it can be another oven also, it can be burned. So I always advise, put a metal frame or something. What falls down of your whisks, it cannot be between the stones, or you have a smell burn of it.
That's a good advice. When you put the peppermint, let's take this example. When you put it on the oven, are you cracking them a bit to open or something?
I just take them because when I did the World Championship, it was difficult because it's the end of October.
Yeah.
And at that time, it's not the perfect period for fresh herbs because, like, fresh mint is growing in May, June. This is the period you have the good mint. So I had to fake a little bit nature, and I did make it inside in my house. And I had buckets with the mint in the earth, and I let it grow. So when I did go to the World Championships, I had the fresh mint still in the ground in the sauna. I did put it on a, let's say, on a frame. And in the sauna, I did cut the mint off. Like
Nice.
you just cut it in the garden, and immediately I put it on the oven. So, but not, let's say, turn it or do something without it. No, I just cut it off, put it on the oven, put the water on, first a little bit water, then the mint, then the herbs, and I had a metal frame also. And yeah, the smell was very good.
Sounds nice. From the effect from taking it from a fresh plant, I think that's a
Yeah.
nice effect in the sun.
Also, what I do, for example, and I do this regular, is working with fresh laurus.
Okay.
So, but this is a bit a problem. You need to have laurus at home because laurus is expensive. And if you need to buy, let's say, a small tree, you quickly, will pay 60 to 70 euro. So
Okay.
if you need it for one aufguss and you always need to buy a new one, it would be expensive herbal rituals. But I have 3, let's say, laurus trees in my garden. And they are like, one is 4 meter high. So then I take, I cut it in the morning, and in the afternoon I use it in the sauna, and the smell is very good. And the only thing you need to do also is put it above the oven, put water under the herbs so the steam goes to the herbs, and then you can go around like it's a whisk, and the smell comes completely in the sauna.
Nice. And when do you know when you have to take the leaves from the oven that you don't have the burning effect? Because when it's getting burned one time, it's tough, then
Yeah.
it stays in the sauna.
Also here, this is training because it's for every herb's different. Like for the mint, I don't let it long on the oven. The moment I know the smell is in the sauna, I take it already away. So
Okay.
so very, very short. Let's say it would be like 3 minutes or so. It's maximum.
Yeah.
If
So,
I use the laurus, I cut it that way that it's long enough that I have it like a whisk to go around in the sauna also. So I just do the distillation under the whisk, and then I can go around. So it does not stay on the oven.
Yeah, okay. So is it helping also to look how the color of the herbs is changing because the mint is getting a bit brown if it's getting dry and hot, or how you also look or make this feeling only from smelling or also looking?
For me, I work it as from experience because I do it for many years now. So because in the sauna, it's not always, let's say, bright enough that you can see is it changing color now. So now it's for me, it's more based on my experience. I put it on the oven. I do the distillation. If I use fresh herbs, and then I take it already away again. Because if I know the smell is in the sauna, there is no need to keep it longer on the oven. So then you just can take it away.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Also here you need to work safety because you can put a metal frame. And if you have, or you don't think about it, and you want to take the metal frame away with your hands, you can burn your hands. So you always need to see what are you doing. So it's let's say clever thinking because you can burn your hands.
That's a good point.
If you work with infusions, then it's different because then you need to test out how much of the infusion you need. And for some infusions, it's only a little bit. For example, if I use the Helichrysum italicum, it's a herb that smells like curry. You only need like 1 cup of coffee for a sauna that's for 80 people. So you only need a little bit of it. But for other infusions, sometimes you need 2 liters. So it depends what herb you are using.
Interesting. How you are using infusions in the sauna? So what's your way? Or is it also different? I know it that you put in ice ball, for example, that you put then the infusion on the ice ball. I'm not sure if it's only an effect for the ice or if it's really an effect that you have to cool it down. It's not getting burned. So what's
Let's say the most the most dangerous thing with infusions is that it can be burned. So also here it depends on the how hot is the oven and how hot are the stones. So sometimes you need to cool down first the stones. It can be with ice, it can be with water, depends on what is available, and then put the, let's say, the infusion on the oven.
okay? Maybe coming back to your ritual, what did you use else? You had peppermint, you had one essential oil. Did you also use in smoke in your ritual?
Yes, I had a smoke round also, but I do not remember now what I exactly used of smoke because it's 6 years ago now, and we had
No worries.
also here with smoke you need to be testing very good and see at the end it's not burning, because this is always the let's say the tricky thing with the smoke, because you are limited in time, and if you have a very big sauna and you are moving too fast with the smoke, not everybody will smell it. So it's important that you take time to use smoke. So yeah, that's also something you need to think about, and the smoke needs to go to every people that they can smell it. So it's good to use smoke sometimes, but you really need to think, how much time do I have? When will I use it? And do I have the time to bring it properly to all the guests, especially if you have a very big sauna?
How big are the saunas for Herbal Cup? Is there also a minimum or a limitation? Also, it's not big as show, I would
No,
guess.
let's say if we would do herbal in a cabin like we do Aufguss WM, then the sauna is too big. So let's say in general, most saunas are around, let's say, 40 and maximum 80 people, 80 guests.
Okay, cool.
So this is the perfect one.
Makes sense. So maybe let's switch to your peeling, because you said you need half a year to develop your peeling and your ritual. So maybe you can tell what is the peeling and what is the steam bath ritual it's called, right? So
Yeah.
what is behind what you can do? What did you do? So I have no experience for that. So it would be cool if you
Yeah.
can share
So
something.
maybe you know what is a peeling. Like you can go to the shower and it's some wellness. You have some scrub salt and you scrub your skin. Let's say this is the basic thing. For in the herbal, you can make a scrub, a peeling by yourself, and it's more than just giving a little bit scrub salt for the skin. You can go as far as you want, but here also you need to know you have only 15 minutes. So if you do too much, people do not always have the time to use all the products. So it needs to be in the right balance. But what you bring, you are fully free. For example, I'm not 100% sure, but when I did start, I did use a hair mask. And at that time, nobody did use a hair mask. So it was like I was one of the first who did that. Okay, once you did it, and the years after, everybody starts to do it. And this is okay. And then I think a few years ago, somebody did start to do a lip scrub.
Interesting.
And I saw somebody did do a mouthwash, so, or a typical feet scrub. So it's also a process in evolution, and people are finding new things, and this is very positive because that's why we do it also. But also here, you need to be logical and really good think what you are doing. For example, a mistake that I did see in the past, and it sounds strange if you hear it, but it's because the sauna master at that moment is confused and not really 100% thinking about the correct procedure. But you will understand immediately when I say it. For example, at the moment in the steam bath, the sauna master say, and now I give you a feet scrub. So perfectly good. Everybody is doing the feet, and the sauna master is good explaining how to do this feet scrub. And after this feet scrub, he says, stop. Now we have a lip scrub. So this was completely not okay because you are busy with your feet and then you need to do. So it would have been much better do it the opposite way.
Yeah.
So,
Got you.
But you can go, especially in the peeling, in the scrub, you can go all directions because there is nothing bad or wrong. The only thing is you need to know what you are doing, what products you are using. And like you say, it can go the wrong direction also. So you need to be safe and test your products. For example, what happens a lot is people make a scrub with all kind of ingredients. But for example, the scrub is too painful, like too hard pieces that you really, if you rub it in, that you damage the skin. So this is not okay, especially if people are doing that for the face. For example, I saw peelings for the face, and people are using pieces of thyme in the peeling and for the face. This is quite a bit dangerous if the pieces are fully still the thymus, because you have to imagine if somebody is sitting in the steam bath and they are rubbing it in the face, but by accident pieces of this thyme you get into your eyes, then you have a problem, because how to get it out? So people need to really think very good, what did I make and is it safe to use in wellness, the things I did make, and is it possible people get dangerous or it gets dangerous for the guest. Also about allergies, because some people, you can have an allergy, for example, for honey. So you always need to explain very good to the guest, what did you prepare? Is there possibility for allergies? And if you have an allergy for a product, then you should totally not use that, or not go in the wellness and use that product. So these are, let's say, the dangerous thing that people really need to think about.
That's a good point. So the people that are preparing these ingredients, can they use everything by their own, or is there some regulations that you have to use this and this companies or suppliers, or how does it work?
But we get more, let's say, as a jury, we put more attention about this because you have rules, and the rules you need to respect. And for example, there is something like the European Cosmetica rules. So this is about products that you use or that people can buy. So sauna masters need to respect that rules also. But we are sauna masters, so we are not professional, let's say, beauty specialists. But there are some general rules you need to respect. And that's, for example, products always need to be traceable. Where is it coming from? How did you make it? Where did you buy it? So, for example, if you use product and you take it wherever you want and you use it for yourself, it's no problem, because you use it only on your body. But if you prepare something and you give this to other people in a wellness, it should be traceable. Where is it coming from? Because you can use something, for example, that is contaminated, or you take it somewhere out of the ground, and the ground is chemical sprayed recently. So you need to be careful with that, because you never know if there is a problem in the wellness. You need to know where your product is coming from and how did you make it, because at the end, you make it, you are responsible for what you make. And if you give in daily ritual, excuse me, in daily ritual appealing in a wellness, okay, the products are there from the wellness, so the wellness did buy it in some company, so they know where the product is coming from. If you make something by your own, you, of course, this is about the herbal and it's about bringing new things, so it's very good, but you need to know where is your product coming from. So, and not doing the, let's say, the most crazy things, because here it can be then a little bit dangerous.
Okay. But that means you can still grow your own herbs, like as you did with your peppermint, what you said. So it's still allowed.
Yeah,
to do it so?
Because this is a competition we do once, and for the guest, if you want to make your own infusion or something, you can still do it. But you also need to think about the story after this competition. If you are, for example, the winner of a competition, and the wellness say, okay, you are the winner, we want to bring your peeling into our wellness, can you still do it? Is it still possible to do it, let's say, for everyday use in wellness? So if you go too far, then maybe it's not possible to do this every day, or it's too expensive, because you need to think about where are your products coming from. I go extreme. You can buy all your products, let's say, in South America and bring it over, or in China and bring it over to Europe. But what is the price to do that? And so is it still, for practical reason, possible to bring your peeling or what that you make in European wellness, or somewhere else, of course? So where are your products coming from?
Yeah, that makes sense. Also to respect the products and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Interesting.
then if you speak about, let's say, ecological,
Yeah.
is it necessary to bring all things from another side of the world to make appealing? Maybe you have a very good example a few years ago. I think it was in the Netherlands, a woman that make a herbal ritual, and she said all the products are coming, or I did buy in my city, and this was also a part of the topic. So this was very nice also.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I have two questions more to the steam bath ritual, because I never was in a steam bath ritual. So I would, as a guest, would sit there, then the sauna master would come and would explain what will happen now. So he will guide me through the whole ceremony. First of all, we start maybe with a hair mask, then we have a lip scrub, then we have, I don't know, a body scrub, and then we have something for the feet. Is it like that? Is it like comparable with 4 rounds or the 3 rounds you have in an Aufguss, that you start with first scrub, then after 5 minutes you have the second? Or how could I imagine this procedure in the cabin as a guest? I have really no idea how it feels.
Yeah, I will say it, but first I drink a little bit. So
Yeah,
this
do
would be,
go for it.
because sometimes it's irritating. I feel this thing in my that I had to. But if I drink something, it's better. It's a good question you ask. Yes. So about this, let's say the peeling in the steam bath, there is a jury catalog, like you have for show-off goose. So what all the sauna master needs to do and where he can get points. So before the guests go in the steam bath, the sauna master gets maximum 5 minutes that he can talk to the guest and explain his peeling before the guests go into the steam bath. This has 2 reasons. First, he explains what will happen, and the second reason is also he needs to explain all the products, because I told earlier maybe some people can have an allergy. So it's very important for the sauna master that he explain his products, that he explain what he will give to the guest in the steam bath, and pay attention for these allergies. And this is one of the reasons also why they need to do it before the guests go into the steam bath. So in these categories that I told you, have the three big categories, like the herbal ritual, the peeling in the steam bath, and the peeling presentation for the jury. This is only for the jury, this peeling presentation, but the guests go to the steam bath session. So then the sauna master gives a second time a peeling presentation to the guest this time. Also, the jury is standing there, but to the guest, especially to the guest, what will they get as peeling in the steam bath?
Okay, and then the people are using it completely by their own. And if they have some question, are they allowed to communicate with the sauna master, or is it like an interaction, or is it like they're on their own? And
that depends on the sauna master and his ritual again. So it's possible that the sauna master say in this peeling, during the peeling, I prefer you don't talk, because he wants to have a relaxation peeling session. Or the sauna master can say, if you have questions, you can ask it. Or the sauna master say, please don't talk during the session, but if we come out and you have questions about the products, you can ask it after the peeling. So also here it depends on the sauna master. But of course, one thing is always important, that's the safety. Safety of the procedure, safety of the sauna master, and the guests. So it's always good to give the advice. For example, you are sitting in a steam bath, but remember the door is not closed. If you want to step out, you can go out also. So it's not an aufguss, but the principle stays the same.
okay. I'm looking a bit on the catalog, maybe to help me a bit, because what I was wondering in the steam bath, maybe you can explain what this distribution of steam means in a steam bath. Also that was one category. What does it mean? Also how you can distribute steam in a steam bath?
Well, it's a very, let's say, a very good question again. Because you need to think about also, you have 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You have, for example, people that sitting close to the door, and for a peeling, it's good you are a bit sweating already before you start the peeling, because the pores go open, you will have a better cleaning. So with distribution of the steam, it means the sauna master could use a whisk or a fan or a towel to just go once around, and that the steam that is high in the steam bath comes a little bit down to the guest, and so that you already stimulate the sweating process. So this is why you have this in the jury catalog. It's not that you need to waive the whole session, because it's not about that. It's about a logical thing, how to prepare the people for the best possible peeling.
Okay.
Also, there is a danger. Let's say danger is a difficult word, but it depends on the steam bath and how is the steam bath working, because you have steam baths that already produce a lot of steam, and then if you take a towel and you push it too hard, then it's really burning on the shoulders. So in the steam bath you need to feel it also. Should you distribute steam or not? Okay, it's in the jury catalog, you need to do something, but you can do it very softly, and then it will be like a blanket of steam that comes over you. But what we feel sometimes is that sauna masters are pushing the steam too hard, especially in a steam bath. It can feel burning on the shoulders. If, for example, the water points that are on the roof and they fully fall down on your body. So it's
That makes sense. Thanks for clarifying that. That's cool to hear. Okay, then maybe one other question is about the feeling is one point of the catalog as well. So how you as a judo, what does feeling mean? Is it the feeling that you feel, or is it the atmosphere what the sauna master is creating? Is he also using music in his steam baths, or is this not allowed, or is he free to
Yep.
do?
Also, here is the sauna master fully free. He can use music. You can do it in silence,
Hmm.
and there is no this is good or this is good. It's about the feeling that you get from the sauna master. For example,
Hmm.
if the sauna master say, I will bring you a relaxation peeling session, but you have the feeling the sauna master is running and going fast and fast, or the products, there are so many products that you don't have time to properly use the products,
Hmm.
then you get the feeling this is not okay, and this is also part of the feeling.
Okay.
If you use music, but also at the same time you want to give a lot of information to the guest about your products, but the music is too loud, then you don't hear the sauna master. So this is all makes part of the feeling also.
Hmm. Okay, that makes sense. And performance, maybe to combine it, this is then also how he celebrated, how he can deserve it, and how the speech, the ambiente, I can
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
So this is
For
also the atmosphere he's creating. This is the combination then of these two.
Yeah. Also,
Cool.
do you have attention for the guest in the sauna? Do you see, for example, somebody is sitting there, and this happens a lot. Somebody brings something in front of the head, a
Yeah.
product, and it was too thick, and it goes into your eyes.
Ah,
So then
okay.
you can see that guests are not always asking for help because there are a lot of people, and you see sometimes people struggling from I have problems in my eyes. Do I have water, or is there
Mm,
a little towel to clean? So this is also client care. We say, do you see
mm,
it as a sauna master? Or you can go 5 times around and you see somebody is sitting there with problems and you
mm.
don't even notice it. So we as jury, we are looking at that. And this is also part of the performance, the professionality of the sauna master
That
and
makes
the
absolute
client
sense.
care. So yeah,
Yeah, makes it's the same in the show. If you drop something, that you clean it
yeah,
up or
it's
something like
it's
that, or if you hit the customer to yeah, makes
yeah.
sense. Absolutely interesting. So, how big are steam bar saunas where these rituals are given? It's
Yeah.
bigger ones,
Uh,
or
so because we know a sauna master needs to make, or some sauna master make a lot of work to prepare all that, give a nice presentation. So we never do peelings for more than 20 people,
okay.
jury included. So this is the maximum.
How many
Uh,
juries you have at the Herbal Cup? Maybe you can.
Uh, it depends on the national. Let's say first is national. You can
Mm-hmm.
say we have in the peeling 3 or 4 jury members.
Okay.
Let's say for the world championships, we go for 4,
Mm.
but it can be 3 also. It depends on the
Okay,
organization. But let's say minimum 3, maximum 4.
got it.
It's the same for the herbal ritual. So there are 2 independent jury groups. So you have one jury group that only do the herbal ritual. You have one jury group that only do the herbal peeling. And the jury of the herbal peeling is also doing the herbal peeling presentation.
Makes sense.
So
Okay, interesting. Maybe then let's switch to the last part or the presentation, the peeling presentation. So I saw it in Switzerland once. It was they're building like pictures and story. It was amazing to see. So
yeah.
maybe you can share a bit more what maybe you did in your World Championship peeling presentation if you
Uh,
want.
yeah, you should see it to let's say
I know.
to have the experience. But I'm still using after all these years, because this is what I still do in Eliza. I bring monthly my winning peeling there. So,
Nice.
and let's say the presentation is for 80%, or let's say almost 90%, still the same as I did on the World Championship.
Cool.
Uh, also there, I worked many months to have this presentation like I wanted, because you put something left to right in the middle, you change. The advice I would give to sauna masters is, we are talking about a peeling. So the peeling should be the main, let's say, the main thing that attracts you to the table and that you want to see. Also, you need to realize we have, let's say, 20 tables to judge with peeling presentation. It's, you can come to a table and you can have a first look and you say, oh, what do I have here? And it's like a puzzle. Where is the beginning? Where is the ending? What is the evolution of this whole ritual? So it should be clear from the first moment. For example, there are 4 products, 1, 2, 3, 4. They are visible, let's say, in the center, and you see this is the main thing. Because I saw the most beautiful things all over the years, and I see how many money put people in to make this wonderful presentations. But also here, sometimes less is more. And you can build a huge stage, but you need to find and search then, where is the product? Where is the end product? Where is the peeling standing? Because this is the main important thing. Also, you need to think in 2 directions. You have the peeling presentation that you do to the jury, but also later you have guests that just come to see all these tables with these beautiful presentations. When I'm a guest, let's say not a jury, and I can choose one, which table attracts me, that I have the feeling, oh, this is a peeling I want to do. And it's not about all the things that are around this peeling. The peeling should be the center, because we are talking about a peeling. So, and this is something that also the sauna masters need to think about. How to get the people to my table, and that they are not going to that other table. There is also, here again, there is no black and white story. But I think the good basics to start with is your peeling, your end product. This should be the center, and then you can make it pretty that people say, okay, and also make it logical. For example, what you put on the table. You can have a topic, for example, I need to think about an example, but your topic is, for example, Spain. Let's say this is your topic, your peeling is about Spain, and then you see a bottle or something else standing there, let's say from somewhere, a complete other country of the world. So then it makes no sense, because then you think, what is that doing on that table? Because it does not fit in the topic.
It sounds really complex. It sounds really complex. This
Well,
topic, this
I would
presentation.
not say it's of course it's complex, but it's all about logical thinking, and it's like, for
Fair.
example, in my peeling, I had 7 steps, so it was quite a lot.
7.
But
Okay.
it was very easy. I did make plates with numbers on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So easily you could follow. This is the beginning. This is the second step, and I put it like this on the table also, with some cards. What is in the product? What is in every product? So immediately when people go and see it, they know, okay, there is some structure. This is what I will get.
Okay. So would you like to share a bit more about your what you did, the 7 steps, or the points
I
highlighted?
can quickly explain it.
Sure.
Let's say the last steps were out of the competition, because this happens outside of the sauna, of the steam bath. So I did this for the guest, but for points and jury, it did not make any difference. But I want to end my story completely. So for me, the people go into the steam bath, and I just, in the beginning, I want to make them relaxed. So just because there is a lot going on and outside. So when the people are coming into this in the steam bath, I take, let's say, 1 minute to 1.5 minutes to talk a little bit with them and say something about breath work, how you should relax your body, relax your muscles, and this is the basic. In a second step, I did make an infuse of eucalyptus, and I go with this eucalyptus water. Also here it's important, it has the good temperature. It can be not too warm, it can be not too cold, so that it feels nice. And I give the people a rain shower with this eucalyptus whisks. So eucalyptus is antibacterial, is antiviral. Already when you get this, let's say, rain shower of eucalyptus, the cleaning part starts already, because in eucalyptus, in this water, you have saponins. Saponins are cleaning. So, but yeah, then I go very into detail about this.
But go for it. And it's interesting to hear.
This
don't stop
information,
yourself.
let's say I give the basic to the guest before the sauna. I give before the steam bath. I do the ritual in the steam bath, and then I said the step 7 is later when they come out. They did get a mint tea with some chocolate and a spray of rosemary hydrolate for the face, and then I take also time to talk more about the products and the effect of the products on the skin. For example, the saponins in the water. This is a kind of soap. So then I give more explanation to the guest. I'm still doing that every month, and the guests love it, because many people don't have all this experience about the products, and they like to hear it. So this I like. So after this rain shower, I go a second time around with eucalyptus water, and this is for making the hair wet. You just I have a bucket. I do it over the oven, over the head. I don't touch the head, but I say to the people, if you want to do it with your hands yourself, you can do it. This is then for a next step. So after this eucalyptus water, people get a face mask, and in this face mask is honey. So raw honey, the not let's say industrial one, just normal honey, just a little bit, because honey is I also try to respect the nature and the bees, and so also a big problem that sauna masters sometimes do is giving from the products way too much. Sometimes we get face mask and it's like 2 soup spoons that you could do your whole body. No, you just need a little bit. So in this honey, I did. I don't have it here now, otherwise I would show it immediately. And this is a funny story also. Is fresh aloe vera. So I have the plant aloe vera. I cut it open, and then the gel you have, I make liquid. So I mix this together with the honey and Japanese matcha powder. So these 3 ingredients I mix together, and this is the face mask. But the funny thing about the aloe vera, so I did this. This World Championship was in 2019, and I had a fresh plant of aloe vera. I did buy, and I took it with me to the World Championship. So when I did explain it to the jury, I said, this is the aloe vera, and I showed it how I did it. But that plant, after I took with me in Belgium, this plant is now that huge that I cannot put it away anymore by myself. I need to ask help, because this plant is so big. And I got already, I think now, 15 babies from this first original aloe vera plant. So I have a place in my house. It's full of aloe vera, and I'm still using it. So after this face mask, the people get a hair mask. And the hair mask is with green clay, apple vinegar, and rosemary hydrolate. So this is for the hair. And then after, let's say with the tea, people can ask, for example, why you use apple vinegar. What is this doing in the peeling? So, and these were also the question that the jury did ask me why you use, for example, apple vinegar and not regular vinegar. So, and this information then I give to the guest.
What was the answer?
After the face mask, I think at that time, I'm speaking now about 2019. I was also the first one who did use that, but was American black soap with essential oil of eucalyptus. Now, many wellnesses are using that kind of soap, but at that time it was, let's say, very new. So people can rub the skin in with this black soap. It's a deep cleaning soap. It makes the dead skin ready to be removed. And after that, when people did, then they get the scrub. And what was in the scrub, or is still in my scrub, was dead sea salt, fresh ginger, fresh lemon, a bit of water of eucalyptus, rosemary hydrolate, coconut oil, and poppy seeds. So all this together was my scrub.
Wow.
And after the scrub, there is also some breathing exercise together to let the product work in. Okay, now it's longer because if I get the session now, it's 45 minutes to 1 hour just for this peeling. When I did it in the World Championship, I had to do this all in these 15 minutes. So if I think about that now, I can almost not understand anymore how I did this in these 15 minutes because now it's almost 1 hour. So it's...
But did you change anything? Did you extend it a bit, or is it only because you took more time? Or
yeah, now people have really a lot of time to use the products. I guide them with every product. I explain very good how to use the scrub, for example, because a mistake that many people do is taking scrub salt and they are, let's say, rubbing too hard on the skin. If you do that too hard, you make little damage in the skin. So now it's like in French, you speak about a gommage, and in Dutch it means like if you have a pencil and you have this, I don't know the English word for it, to erase it, an eraser.
Yeah.
So you need to do that softly, and it's the same like with a peeling. You need to do it softly on the skin, and this is the perfect way to remove dead skin. Where can you put harder is the elbows, the knees, the feet, because there the skin is thicker, but the rest of the body you need to do softly. And if you do it softly, you remove the dead skin very good.
Is there any more tips maybe you can give for scrubbing? Is it maybe helping to make it in a round that you circling it, for example?
You make little circles on the same place, and then you move up and down, and this is how you do the whole body.
And you start from the head and then you go down, or if you start face, then you go down?
There are some variations in that, because sometimes people say also you can start by the legs downstairs and you move direction to your heart. It's like you give that a massage also. This is also a way that people can give it. It depends a bit how you see your ritual. And what did you prepare for steps? But then I always give the advice, if you do something for the face or the lips, then don't do just before that. Say, we will scrub the feet and now we go to the face, because it's not... Can you do it? Of course, but it depends also on the hygiene. If you put the feet and then you say we will do something for the face, the minimum you should do is then see that people can wash their hands or something, because that the hands are really clean. But don't say you do the feet, you have nothing to clean the hands, and now you do the face. It's not hygienic. Also, a tip that I always say to the sauna master you need to think about is how or in what way you will give the products to the guest. Because you can say you go around and you give everybody a spoon or a little bucket with some product in. But now these days, many sauna masters, and it's nice also, they prepare something that you can put next to you, and already all your products are standing next to you.
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
saves you some time, because if you for 20 people always need to go around, even if it's 30 seconds, but 4 times 30 seconds is also 2 minutes you are losing in time. So if the products are already there, it's nice. But then I give to the advice to the people, see maybe that you cover your products with something. Why? Because if the steam bath is sitting in 2 rows and you have the lower row and you have people are sitting on the upper row, when I'm sitting on the upper row and I'm scrubbing my body, then my dirt goes into the bucket of the people that sit. So again, here it's not hygienic. So you really need to think, how is the sauna cabin? How does it look? Where are people sitting? And also, the most important thing, do you work hygienic? Because you can do it with the best attention and you can have a nice plate with 4 pots. This is for the face, this is for the body, this is for the feet. But if people are sitting above you and they are scrubbing or doing something and their dirt goes into the people that are sitting lower, it's not so nice. Or you go around with whisk with water and let's say in the middle you say, I will clean your body with some birch water or eucalyptus water, but the dirt that falls from my body, it goes down and there are, let's say, some products standing there for the people that are sitting lower. It's not hygienic. So you need to, yeah, a lot of things to think about. It's
That's a good advice because the small things matters. I think, as you said, you have to think about what are people doing, how's the setup. I think I didn't have this in scope for Herbal, but thanks for sharing so many information. It's so cool. I want to ask you, why did you use apple vinegar in your hair mask? I think. Why? What's the reason for? Now I'm curious about the answer.
yeah. So in the past, okay, this will not work if you do this once, because you need to do it regular time. But in the past, like I remember my grandmother, in the past when they did wash the hair, at the end they took a glass of, let's say, normal temperature warm water, and they
Yeah.
put 1 soup spoon of vinegar in the water, and they used it as last, let's say, raise off the hair, the last water you use on the hair. If you do this on a regular base, it will make your hair more shiny.
Okay. Interesting.
So, and then some people say, yeah, but if you do vinegar on your hair, then it will smell like vinegar. And this is correct. It smells, you smell the
A bit,
vinegar,
a bit, yeah.
but as long as it is wet. When it's dry, you don't smell the vinegar anymore.
Okay. Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
good tip. Maybe coming back to, I have here now the overview fundamental list for the presentation, and it says like you can use also graphics and something. Is it important for you as a jury that you can understand the peeling and the process, the presentation without any expectation? Is this the expectation?
In
Or
fact, in what we already talked about was already the answer. I already give the answer. Because yes, we need to see it, but I told you earlier, if I come there not as a jury but as a guest, and I want to see, I want to go to this peeling, what is in the peeling? So some graphics, some explanation can help you, or can help the guests, that they know they don't only see the product, the guests also want to know what are the ingredients. And this is the, let's say, a good thing about herbal also. Let's say normally many sauna masters will use natural products. And this is the good thing why you go to a session like this. Because these days, if you watch on shampoos or shower gels and you look the backside, you see for many people difficult words like SLS, silicone, mineral oil, parabene. Let's say that are not always the best ingredients. That are not always the best ingredients for the skin. So if you can use basic products with 3 ingredients, for example, it's always better than you have a product that is prepared and that you can keep for 1 year, because there are many products inside to keep them stay for a longer time. Also here, less is sometimes more.
That makes sense. Thanks for clarifying that. I'm seeing here, if maybe you can answer that. There is a deduction about allergens, usage of allergens. What does it mean in the jury catalog? Because, as
Yeah,
you said, it's important that you're sharing if someone have like honey, but could you minimize it to zero? Or what's the
but
expectation
let's
there?
say for here, it's important sauna masters are saying it, or if they
Okay.
use a product that, in fact, everybody can be allergic for something.
Yeah.
Here it's important that one, maybe the sauna master says something about it. Also, the sauna master cannot know, for example, if you have a nut allergy, to give an example. But saying it is already a good start, and say, people, be careful. If you are allergic for nuts, then you cannot take this lip scrub, for example,
Yeah.
because there are nuts in. So it's about, do you know the product you use, and do you give warning to the people? So it's if
Okay.
you don't say it, you could also put let's say a display on your table and say, for example, people, be careful. This can give maybe allergy to you, so be careful with that.
Okay. So what questions are the jury is asking then? So is it really going into detail like about the substitutes or how you getting together, how you build up your peelings, or what questions
Yeah,
could the jury could ask? Because what I'm hearing from participants is that they're a bit like I used the word scared now, but I know I
yeah.
hope you know what I mean. That they're scared about the questions of the jury because you never know, and they're going sometimes really deep. That's what I was
Yeah, but
hearing.
let's say, do we want to get the sauna master stressed? No, and we don't ask, let's say, the most difficult question. But if we want to go deeper, sometimes it depends already on what the sauna master tell in his presentation. And in the presentation, it's not only about the table, because you get points for the presentation. And what does the sauna master is telling to the jury, because we really quickly feel, does the sauna master has the knowledge about his products, or is he just saying some random information? And if we feel it's only this random information, then we ask a little bit more. Then we go deeper to know, do you know your products? Do you know why you use this or that? And of course, if the sauna master cannot answer, then we ask a second question to see, does he know that? And sometimes for the sauna master, it can feel, oh my God, they don't like me. They ask so many questions. No, it's just to know, do you know what you are using? Some typical, let's say, what happens a lot is about every product that we get, the sauna master say, it's very healthy, it's a lot of vitamins, it contains a lot of vitamin A, B, C, and you hear 5 times the same. Yeah, then we know already. We know it's good and it's healthy. Give some information that we say, oh, this is typical for this product. Another example, like I do, or question I did get, is you are using clay. These days you have many colors of clay. You have green clay, you have white clay, you have red clay, you have razul clay, and now these days you have the yellows and the orange, so it goes very far. One of the last times I did ask somebody, or it was last year, I do not remember. It was also green clay. And then I asked the sauna master, why do you use green clay in your peeling? Why this one and not the white one, for example? And the answer was, yeah, I use the green one because I like the color. Yeah, that's not the answer I was waiting for.
Yeah.
So know your products. If you use something, know why you use that, and know that the jury can ask that. So if you use a hydrolet, for example, or you use lavender or rosemary, yeah, why you use rosemary hydrolet? What does it do in your peeling, and why not the lavender, for example? So that are the kind of questions that you can get. So it's not really deep, but yeah, of course you need to know this answer. It's your peeling. You did make that, so it's up to you to explain to the jury why you use that product in your peeling and not another product, for example.
That's a good explanation. I would summarize it. Explain the why. Explain the why you use this instead
Yeah,
of this. As explain the why.
why you use
Yeah,
this combination.
yeah. And
So-
is there a limitation of time for the presentation? I think I didn't find anything in the catalog. So is there some 3-5 minutes, or
Yeah.
how long does it take?
Also here I would advise, especially for the new people that participate for the first time, they really need to study the jury catalog, because I always give the advice, try to get the maximum of the points in every category, because this makes it different. But for the people that participate every year or already did it a few times, also there I give the advice, look very good to the jury catalog, because every year there are some changes. And these changes can be important. For example, the peeling presentation now, you have 5 minutes. So
Okay, 5 minutes.
this is longer than last year. Also, the herbal ritual was in the past maximum 15 minutes. Now it's 16 minutes. So
Good to know.
always good to look at the small changes in the jury catalog, because it can make a difference.
Absolutely.
Do you need to make an aufguss of 15 minutes 55? No, we don't advise that. Also take some time at the end to end your ritual, but it's important to look at the changes.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Thanks for sharing that. I have a last question about the peeling presentation. There is the point aroma. So how is the aroma relation to the currency, clarity of presence? What do you mean with aroma? So maybe you can explain it a bit to me. It's not so clear for me, to be honest.
But for jury, it's not. It's never about personal taste, about smells.
Absolutely.
So if you don't like a typical smell, it's not about that you say I will give bad points because I don't like the smell. No, it's the aroma. It's very subtle, but let's say a kind of smell can be really dominating or be really bad. Then this is not okay. A very important thing, and okay, we did not talk about this, but I think about it now. Every year we have sauna masters that forget to put the end product in the presentation. Every year there is minimum one, and this is very pity because you lose a lot of points then. For example, the aroma. If the product is not standing there, you cannot give points for aroma because it's not there. You have also, we test the product, the viscosity, how does it feel? If the product is not standing there, you don't get points for it. So I would give the advice to the sauna master, please never forget your end product. And if we say it then after, they say, oh, I forgot it. But it's so pity, because
Absolutely.
we already had in the past people that could to win, for example, the peeling presentation, but they lost so many points. Yeah, it's immediately zero, so it's not even a half point. If the product is not standing there, it's zero. So your end product need to be also in the presentation.
That's a good. So not only the ingredients and the way how you build it up, so also that you have the final result.
The final product needs to be there.
That's a good point. what I want to say. Maybe about the ratio of the points. So when I say it correct, please correct me, Ivan, if I'm not talking right. The herbal ritual, it's the main part, right? If I count it right, it's like 75 points in total, and then you have 25 points for the presentation and 30 points for the peeling. So it's the focus is on the herbal Aufguss, correct? From the based on the points.
Yeah. But you cannot, let's say, see it like this 100% because it's with a formula. And in the past, it was like this, that the herbal put more points in the totals than the peeling and the peeling presentation together. But this is changed from this year. So this year, the ritual and the peeling presentation is the same amount of points for the totals. Let's say, if you say the 75, the herbal ritual is 75 points, but the peeling in the steam bath and the peeling presentation is together also 75 points. So, as it was in the past that the herbal ritual put more pressure on the total, now we put them on the same line because people put a lot of work in the ritual, but also people put a lot of work in the let's say
peeling.
In the peeling, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
As maybe I don't say it was like this in the past, but maybe if some people think, yeah, I will focus 100% on the herbal ritual and the peeling is also there because we must do it, but it's not so important. It's not like that anymore. So both are equal. The only thing is the peeling presentation counts also in the point of the, let's say, ritual in the steam bath. So together they have the same amount of points like the herbal ritual.
Yeah, but that makes sense. I also see it now with the headline. It's peeling procedure and presentation is one bucket, and the other one is the herbal ritual in the sauna. Yeah, no, that makes absolutely sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you see the evaluation catalog, you have a right part and a left part. Both parts are the same amount of points together.
Yeah. Cool. And maybe for the, I'm not sure if it's the same like in the show, of course. So is also the highest rate and the minimum rate cancelled? No, it's not like this in the Herbal Cup.
No,
how did you?
The highest and the lowest go out if we talk about show, of course.
Yeah.
If you work with 6 jury members.
Yeah.
But I already told you it's here 3 or 4. So if we have 4 jury members, everybody has 25% of the points. And it's not that the highest and the lowest go out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Of course, for the jury is the same, that we have a maximum kind of points, that there can be difference. So it's not that, for example, one say I give 20 and the other say I give only 6. No. We need to come to a same maximum limit of difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Kim called it the baseline have to be good.
Yeah, we have a baseline, and from the baseline, then we go up and down.
Yeah.
Is it better? Is it or less? So
makes sense. So and it's a good thing you're a jury in the show, of course, and the herbal. So maybe you can say what's your personal difference? What's the most difference to be a jury in a show and a herbal? I know show is you have other catalogs and something, but for you personally,
personal? There is no difference, and maybe it sounds strange, but for us, we have the evaluation catalog. You have the evaluation catalog in the herbal. And you have the evaluation catalog in, let's say, show of course. But at the end, it's every category individual. So if you see the herbal and you count them all together, I think there are 23 subcategories.
Yeah.
So, and at the end, it's about every subcategory, the presentation. Was it better or less than the baseline, than the first one? And it's for every category like this. So at the end, of course, we have, as human, we have a feeling. And like, for example, in the show, of course, you can say, oh, I like this, of course, so much. This was so much fun. or let's say so much theater. But at the end, when we are jury, we just look category by category. And it's not about show, of course, or it's not about herbal. We are just at that moment doing our job as a jury. And it's not about the personal taste. And like I said in the beginning, what do I like personal the most? Both are very good for me because I really like the show. It's nice to see this wonderful performance. But when that is finished, it's good to go to the herbal also because it's so good to have all these herbal rituals. And what do you have a little bit in the herbal? That people come with new things also. You have this in the show, but show is show. But in the herbal, like I said, if somebody first find this mint and you have a perfect distillation on the oven, and the smell is that you say, oh, what a nice smell. It's then you are in the herbal setting. And it's also about the peeling. I did have peelings. If you stop very quickly with your peeling, it may be that it's not so good, but you have peelings that you say, oh, this is not about 50 minutes. I want to do it again because this peeling feels so good. Everything fits in this ritual. So, but you cannot compare what is better, this one or this one. It's totally different, but both are totally very good. So
I got your point. Maybe I change the question. What is the biggest challenge as a jury member in the Herbal Cup? Because like when I was asking Kim, is that to observe all these things at the same time. If you observe show, of course, for example, that he told me that is a big challenge to remember everything, and you have to be really focused, and it's not an easy job. And I think in the herbal, it's the same, but maybe you have a difference what you can share. What is the biggest challenge maybe in herbal? Is it?
Oh, I think the biggest challenge, and then as a jury member, is experience. Also, it's like when you start waving, you cannot do what somebody is doing with 10 years experience. And I think it's a bit the same in the jury. We need a lot of jury members and we need to train a lot of jury members. But you need to give the people time also to like you say, there are 23 categories, and to keep this all in your mind, it's quite a lot. But from my experience, it's the more you do it, the more you get trained to that, and the quicker you see all the little things that are not okay or that are very good. So it works in both directions. So it's you need to be focused, and I think it's like this in show, of course, and it's like this in the herbal. You need to be focused and concentrated. And at the end, it's a quite intensive work to do, because at the end of the day, there is also a reason why we say, for example, not more than 8 sessions in a day, because it's a lot of mind and put pressure also. It's
Yeah, also for the skin, or if you have 8 peelings a day, it's also maybe exhausting for the skin, I could imagine.
it's that's why we don't use always the full body. Like, for example, for me, it's one time the left arm, one side the right arm, the middle of the hand, the front, the back, the legs. So it depends. And then sometimes you have this exceptional one that you say, this is so good, you want to do the whole body, and then you do it sometimes.
Sure.
But then this makes the difference. Yeah. And you also have the bad ones. It happens also. That's let's say a problem also with, especially with the peelings, and many sauna masters who already did it will confirm that you can have a very good product, but when the skin is not wet enough, or you need to start too quickly with the peeling, it can give a complete different feeling, that it's not so good working because your skin is still dry. So it's
Okay. Maybe to understand how is the jury training works in the Herbal Cup. Is it similar to the show of course that you have like a body that you're joining the national competition, you try to judge in the back, and then you're part of the discussion, or how does it work
Yeah.
for Herbal?
So in general, and this is also a little bit what we do with the Aufguss WM, there are some trainings, and then let's say the new jury members, you bring one or two into a group that they can judge by their own way because they have the judging system also. And then it's a lot about the communication, about the talking, and that they really understand these baselines. Or what we do sometimes also, but you need to have time and the possibility for that, is that a new jury member join. He's doing all the same. He gives points and he does everything the same that the other jury is doing, but his points are not counting for the first time. So he's following the complete procedure. He was following, let's say, all the discussions, but his points are separated and not following. And then from the next time, he can come in, or there is some, let's say, that the people that are responsible say that sauna master or that jury member needs more training. So it's not a black and white story. Of
I think
course, for peeling and herbal, you also need you need to have a little bit of background, of course. So that's makes it a little bit more difficult, especially for the peeling. If you have no experience with products or you don't know how a peeling works, then it's difficult to judge also, of course.
Yeah, also I think also you need some knowledge about herbs and plants, how you said, or the oils, how okay. But is Aufguss VM connected to Herbal Cup, or is there some corporations, or how?
Let's say from distance there is some people talk with each other,
Sure.
but this is something for the future, and it's not up to me to talk about these things. But I think things will get more closer in the future.
Okay.
But
Because
it's
a
not
lot,
that it's to 100% like we don't talk to each other. No, there is some. Also in the jury members, there is some.
a lot of overlapping, or a lot of people that do show are also doing herbal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow, that was a lot of information. I'm not sure if you have something, or if you would like to share something about the catalog of Herbal. I have a final question. Maybe what advice would you give guys like that are starting and want to maybe compete in Herbal? What tips, experience you would like to share to them, maybe?
Well, I would always say to new sauna masters, because sometimes people are afraid to do the first step and think. Sometimes people think, okay, I will do show off goose because it's only one thing you need to do, only one off goose. But that's also difficult because if you see the level of these days, the show, the storyline, the waving, in the herbal, it's different. You don't need to think that much about the waving. It's also waving, but it's more the basic waving. How to bring good heat to the people, or even you don't need to wave with a towel, because from this year, if you say I wave only with whisks, it's also allowed. Many people have are scared about this peeling, because many people don't have experience with peeling, and they say I don't want to do this because I don't like peelings. And they have a point, but why they don't like it? Because they never done it. And once you start to do it, and once you start to make something, I have a few examples without saying the names of the sauna masters, but who did start a few years ago, and they're already doing it. And I know famous sauna masters that everybody knows. And let's say 6 years ago, they came to me, Ivan, stop. I hate peelings. And if I ask it now, they say, I love to do peelings. I love to make new rituals for the steam bath. So I would say just give it a try. And If it's not your thing, then it's not your thing. But don't be afraid and just we are also human, and sometimes we think in one direction. This is what we know. This I know. This I can do very good. The rest I don't know, so I keep it far away from me. But sometimes you need to change the path once, and it's what I did also. I did start in the show, of course, and that woman I say, oh, let's try herbal. And I never did peeling in the past because I came from the army. I was just a sauna master. I did classic, I did that show. So peeling, it was far away from me. And now also, I love to do it. So the best advice that I could give is give it a try. Then you can judge it. And then for the people who participate is always, it does not matter if it's show of course or if it's herbal ritual, read the catalog. Read the catalog. See where you can get points and try to go for as maximum points as you can. And it's
That's a really nice summary for this topic. Thanks so much, Ivan, for this, for sharing all your experience and also the informations from the jury point. I have one thing I would like to ask you personally as well. Where, because you get known as Sauna Wizard at Instagram and all the social media.
Yeah.
Where did you get the name? What is the story behind Sauna Wizard? I'm really curious to understand.
It started after the first time I did, of course, WM. So the first time, and then like you see it now, social media, people are adding you as a friend, so you get, let's say, what we call the family. But at that time, it was also before Corona. Sorry. People did ask a lot, where can we find you? Where are you going? In what country you are? And at that time, I did not make this name by myself. It was with a colleague sauna master from Czech Republic, Andrej Shosurek, if I say his last name good. He's now a bit on the background, but he's still a very good sauna master, but not performing now actually in August VM or Herbal Cup. And we did travel a lot from all the countries, let's say all over Europe. And people say, yeah, how to follow you? Because follow his page, follow my page. It was not that easy. And then we proposed together when we had a talk, let's make a group, a page. But we need a name. So for that name, I think we think about a few months to find this name. And then at the end we came, okay, it's about sauna. What do? We bring a kind of magic in the sauna. So we are like a kind of wizards. And then I don't know who it was the first who said, yeah, we are like sauna wizards. Sauna wizards. So, and this is how we came on the word. So, and then our logo was bring the magic in the air. So, but the air between sauna air. So bring the magic in the air. And we are wizards, so sauna wizards. And
really
then
nice.
I have this typical wizard hat.
Yeah.
This was a gift from a woman, Sauna Hute in Germany. And she said, yeah, I will make the sauna wizard's hat. So,
nice.
And on the head you have the whisk, so it's like for the herbal, but you see 3 stars on the head, and the stars are in fact for me, for Andre, for you. So the stars are there are, let's say, thousands of stars now, because every star that is on the head is representing one person in the sauna we did ever meet. So the stars are standing for the sauna family. So it's for you, it's for me, it's for everybody who already saw me, who saw sauna wizards, and yeah, everybody in the sauna. So it's the family.
Nice. That's a really cool story. Because you're known at this, I think, as you create a really nice picture also when you did like posts or something with the AI, I think you're doing it. It's really nice. And it's so, yeah, everyone knows Ivan at Sauna Wizards. Cool. So follow this guy on Instagram and Facebook. It's named Sauna Wizards. That's my recommendation personally. Really cool. And then maybe a second one, because I also that you are known for doing push-ups. I know you're really a fit guy, and I think we did last year together in Buslu at the VM some push-ups with Kevin Reuschling and the guys. So what is
Yeah.
the story behind? Is it to motivate people? Because I think you influence a lot of people, like Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerle from Austria. I think you have a personal challenge. I'm not sure. Maybe you would like to talk about.
I was
What's
already laughing inside because you did not ask the question, and everybody who is doing, let's say, an interview is asking, "Tell me about the push-up." So I was thinking the question will not come anymore, but
keep it for the end, you know?
yeah,
I said
it's
it's a
no
good.
problem. So it's quite a nice story. It started with the beginning of Corona.
Mhm.
So because Corona came, and the first year, I very good remember, it was the month October, and then I asked some friends. Mark Zipperle was one from them, all over Europe. Let's do for the month October every day 20 push-ups just to stay healthy. Now I call it Aufguss fitness to stay healthy as a sauna master. Uh, and I told them also when we started, you need to send me every day your video with WhatsApp because I know some of you, you say I do it, but you cheat. So, and I found some who cheated. So we did it. And I remember very good at day 15 or something, or day 20, I had like pain here from every day 20 push-ups because my body was not used to do that. But we did it the whole month. And then Mark from Austria, he said, Ivan, what now? I said, oh, I didn't. This was just for 1 month to stay together and do this. He said, yeah, but I like it because you are motivating me. I'm doing this, so please give me something new. I don't want to stop. So I said, okay, the month November, let's do every day 30. And every month he asked more, and I said, oh, this is like a never-ending story. So then it did go very fast and a bit crazy. I said 100 in a day, 200 in a day. We did go to 1,000 push-ups in a day.
A
This
day,
was in a
1,000
day.
push-ups.
And then he said
You're crazy.
it was every time like 4 weeks we do that, then 1 week rest like you do normal sport and build up muscles. So every time 4 weeks, a week rest. So after the 1,000, then he told me, Ivan, what now? I said, Mark, you are a little bit crazy. 1,000 is already a lot. But he wanted to do more. So then I say, let's do 100 in an hour, 200 in an hour, 300
Okay.
push-ups in an hour. And we did go until 750 in 1 hour. This was crazy. The first time for me, it did not work. I did it with a colleague in a fitness center. I go here. We did it with four. So a colleague and me who did it, one who was counting, and one guy was standing on the whiteboard to write it down. Because, yeah, 750, you cannot do it all alone. But at 550, I was laying on the floor and my mind say go up, but my body say no. So I stopped at 550. And then the guy who supported us, he said, yeah, maybe you need a little bit extra sugar when you're doing it because it's really fast. 35, 10 seconds rest, again 35. So we did it the week after again. And then once we came at 3:30, he had a little cookie of speculoos. You know that word,
Yeah, yeah,
speculoos?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he said, eat a cookie, do it again. And it worked the second time. So
Amazing.
after
My
that, we did
big
some more,
respect.
but not more anymore. And now we are, let's say, so many years later, and we are still doing it. So Mark and me did each together, let's say, if we count together, more than 1 million push-ups already.
Amazing.
And we
Wow.
are still doing it, but now, because I don't give special programs anymore, we say every year 36,500. And sometimes you see Mark riding on Instagram.
Exactly.
These are his push-ups. I do the same. He's a bit before me now, but the end of the year we should have 36,500. So, and
that's 500 a day, or that's an average 500.
100 in a day.
100
so it's,
a day.
It's quite okay. But sometimes, like during Aufguss WM, I could not do it. So for 1 week I'm behind. So I'm now 700 behind. I need to, keep that up again, but it will be no problem.
Interesting. If you want, we can do maybe 20 or something. I'm not sure if you're fitted. If you want, I offer this for you for sure.
It's the funny thing now. Everywhere I come now and people see me, they come to me and they say, Ivan, can we do push-ups together? So it's really getting an whole life. And it's good because it's about staying healthy. And we don't have a goal. I say it did become a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And I call it Aufguss Fitness. And everywhere I go, all over the world, let's say people ask me, can we do push-ups together? And then I post it, and it's nice. It's
really nice. I really appreciate it. I think you're influencing a lot of people. It's a small thing, but it's a really healthy one. Absolutely. And push-ups is an excellent exercise for the whole body if you're doing it right.
Yes,
so it's a really amazing one. Yeah. So really nice. So up to you. If you want, let's do it. If not, we can do it if we meet at some point.
If we see us, we will do it. It's
okay. Let's do it. That's perfect. That's a deal. Amazing. So we are coming closely to 2 hours, and I don't want to take much more time for you. Yeah. We have a nice flow. Also from my side, I hope also you. Maybe do you have anything you would like to share? You want to use like the stage? Let's call it like that from this podcast. Is there anything you would like to share to the audience? Something personal, or if you want, then feel free to do.
What is always in my head, it's not really sharing, but it's when I did my first Aufguss WM in Satama, when I became the 5th place, then I asked to the organizers, like to the organization of Aufguss WM, can I come once on the stage and say a few words? And they allow it, and then later, at that time, they make a DVD, and everybody could buy this DVD. And on the backside of the DVD, what I did say, they put as text on this, let's say, edit. And I just say, and I still mean it after all these years, because we are one big family. And it doesn't matter, Aufguss WM or Herbal, everybody that goes to the sauna. And what I did say, it was a short phrase. It was, if everybody in the world would go to the sauna, we would have a much better world and less whatever bad things in the world. So this was like my thing. And it's what I still feel, because when we are together with the family in the sauna, we forget all the rest and we are happy. As it doesn't matter where you are coming from or what is your background, we are one big family. So this is what I still, after all these years, like very much.
That's a really nice close-up. Thanks for that. I say mostly in the sauna, everyone is the same. As you said, the naked people are happy people. And I think that makes the difference of this place. And that's also, I joined now 2 years ago, I think, first time with Grand Aufguss Master. And I couldn't imagine to leave the scene. It's giving so much and you have so many nice connections. So I can absolutely agree with that. Thanks for sharing so many personal stories, a lot of things, Ivan. I appreciate to have you here so much. I will have you maybe next year again, I think, because I think there are much more that you can share and talk about with your experience. But for now, thanks so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it as well a bit. And I hope to see you soon somewhere, at some place, at some sauna event. And You've been listening to Steam and Soul, where the heat lingers and the stories stay with you. Until next time, stay steamy, stay soulful.